So here in our week 4 discussion, we're asked to give our take on whether or not student athletes should be recognized as employees of the universities that they represent. And for the entirety of this post, um, I'm going to come across as a little bit blunt potentially, so take that as you will. But I do not believe that student athletes should be viewed as employees. Um, I considered myself to be privileged to be a student athlete. I never felt entitled um, to play sports at the collegiate level. So to anyone that feels entitled to play collegiate sports, I would say that they're under some kind of a delusion. Not everybody is as great as they think they are, and I can say that having been there. Um, I found this article out of the Sport Journal that focuses on um, amateurism and exploitation. And former president of the NCAA, Mark Emmert, was asked by a group of sports media members about the possibility of paying collegiate athletes. And his response to them was that we can never move to a place where we're paying to play paying players to play sports for us. And he was like, it won't ever happen while I'm the president of the NCAA. And then this article goes on to talk about there not being an overwhelming support for paying student athletes above their athletic scholarships, which is already a luxury at D1 and 2 that doesn't exist at D3. They don't get paid to play at D3. In a study of 458 students from a Division I athletic conference, only 54% of the surveyed students believe that athletes should receive additional compensation. And this meant that 46% did not stand with them, and I'm with them. So, in the collegiate athletic world, we hear about this concept of amateurism, and simply put, that basically means college athletes don't receive remuneration for their athletic services. They don't get paid to play. College athletes today are referred to as student athletes. They are viewed as students rather than professionals or employees of their member institutions. The NCAA is of the stance that student athlete participation in athletics is just another part of their entire education, not the primary purpose that they attend college. I found another article that references Article 2.6 of the NCAA Constitution, which states student athletes shall be amateurs in intercollegiate sport, and their participation should be motivated primarily by education, not by physical, mental, and social benefits derived. So recently we heard about the closure of ABU out of the Mountain East Conference here, and the situation with that was that the university accrued a $750,000 water bill. And if you ask me, that's a bigger fish to fry than this frivolous, looking to have athletes compensated as employees of a university debate here. There would be no realistic way that university could sustain itself for as long as it had if it had been recognizing the student athletes as employees and paying them in that regard. Take Maryland, for instance. Minimum wage here, $15 an hour. $15 an hour times 2 hours a day for 6 days a week comes out to $180. If you have 100 student athletes, that comes out to $18,000. So in that specific case, I would say that the better picture would be to focus on the institution of higher learning staying open rather than having this discussion about compensating student athletes as employees. Ultimately, college athletics is a stepping stone in their life. So really, what is the practicality in compensating athletes as employees? Is it really doing them any favors long term? And I think the answer is no.